Hey guys, my name is Thana and welcome to my channel. Today we have the Lotus Eletre. This is a car that is unlike the brand. The brand it stands for a Lotus. I'll tell you why shortly. Let's come and have a look on why this Lotus is not a Lotus, but it's so much a Lotus. If you'll know what I mean shortly. The way I see the Lotus Eletre, it's the same like here, Porsche Cayenne. Porsche Cayenne, 20 years ago, to this date, was frowned upon on the fact that Porsche went into a market of selling SUVs. Why the hell would Porsche sell SUVs? Well, selling SUVs saved Porsche. In the same way, the Lotus Eletre will save Lotus and make it a much bigger brand than it ever was. And I think we owe it to Geely for what it has done. This is truly a work of art because think about this. The Cayenne proved that Porsche could go to a market that is an SUV, not a sporty category, and yet be, leaders in the category. And the same way, this is a leader in its various categories. Is it a SUV? No, it's more than that. It's a hyper SUV. It's a car. It's a vehicle. It's a vessel that does 2.95 seconds 0 to 100. Which other hyper SUV or any SUV does that? I'm not really sure. Maybe the plate, but the plate Tesla Model Y is just so, as the word says, plain, and this is nothing but plain. Let's have a look around the car, and there are so many holes in the car. The word porosity is used. Porosity means the fact that things can go through it, and I think I want to go through this car because like my hand here, if I were to go here, you'll see my hand comes out here. So let's have a look on an aero kit, which is truly spectacular actually. Beginning in the front, we've got the aero kit on this side. So we've got vents which goes all the way in, and I guess to cool the tires. But more importantly, what happens is the car is wrapped around air. If you imagine this car and how it's designed, you've got vents on this side on the roof itself, on the hood liner. Air actually goes into the car, comes out through the front hood. Air goes around the car to the side to the brakes and the tires. Air goes around the car, even on the side here, and comes out here. Air goes around the car, even on the rear C pillar, goes out here. The air goes around the car, even on the rear side, because if we look here and look inside, you can see me there, but wait, come back here. Look at this. If you can see on this side here, let's turn the camera on and give some light there. Can you see there are fins in the aero itself? They are actual fins. This is F1 race technology, guys. I tell you, no other car company does that. To add on to the aero itself, look at this active spoiler. This spoiler comes up, and this is the Eletre S. I think if you close and open this car again, does it come back? I'm not sure. But yeah, these are active aeros only available on the Eletre S onwards, and obviously the R. You have got things that are very much McLaren-ish, if you can call it. I think if you look at all the SUVs out there, you talk about the Urus, you talk about even the e-tron, a lot of them are blocks of chunks when it comes to EVs because they want to be futuristic and they make it square. Where else this is gone for, I think it's even better looking than Urus, unfortunately. Sad to say, but yes, I think this is a much better looking car even compared to the Urus. And if you see the door here, these are soft closing doors because the Eletre S comes with soft closing doors. So again, exterior wise, splendid, magnificent. And if you're the person who was getting the S or the R and you can afford it, please, I beg you, get the version without the side mirrors. There's a version which comes with no side mirrors. There's a camera, and the camera gives you a visibility to look at the side mirror from a little piece of screen down there. So yeah, how cool would this be with no side mirrors? So side mirrors to look at real traffic like normal peasants like myself. And going on with the exterior, you've got this. Yes, these are actually LiDAR. LiDAR stands for radar, but light. So light, radar, and this also another first is obviously this is the first Lotus that has 4 doors. This is the first Lotus that weighs more than 2 tons. It's 2.7 tons. It's the first Lotus now. Obviously, there is a hyper SUV, but more than that, this is the first vehicle in the world, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, with retractable LiDAR. And that means this is a stage 4 autonomous autopilot, all that goodness in there. And once it's approved for use across the world with that programming, what this means is in the future, this is one of those SUVs or hyper SUVs, an EV, that you can say, come home to me, and will probably come and pick you up from the shopping market. So yeah, very cool stuff on the LiDAR. There's one here, there's one on top there, which goes in over here in the front there, and the one on that side. So there's two on the sides and one on the top. Finishing off the look itself, if you go to the front, last arrow bit, this is the very last arrow bit, it's got this something over here. I see it more like a Lotus petal. So when the car gets hot, this is obviously a grill. Why would it even need a grill? Well, you do need to cool down the battery and the inverters. So these are actually flaps. You can see there. I'm not sure you can see these flaps there. These flaps actually open up. They open up like a lotus flower. Ew, lotus. So yeah, it opens up like a lotus flower and it blossoms to cool down the car. So yes, Anthony Colin Bruce Chapman, Mr. ACBC, would probably be rolling in his grave, but I think it's not a bad thing, because the same way Cayenne saved Porsche from the brink of bankruptcy, this will bring Lotus to the next century. And I think I'm truly in love with how it looks. I can't wait to get it on the road. But I think more importantly is that this is the full package. This is the future of how cars and vehicles are to be. Enough of the exterior, let's go to the interior and see why apparently this is the best SUV out there in 2023. So look.